Pizza in my low-carb house? No. It is the Hume Body Pod, and I am returning it. Watch this video to learn why. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today with another chapter of I Tried It. This time the Hume Health Body Scale, the Body Pod. It promises an avalanche of data and information. At over 60 years old, I was especially interested in the bone density that it promised was equivalent to a DEXA scan, which I can obviously not have done all the time. So I thought, even though I have a very well functioning scale, this would be a great addition, and I ordered it. So this is the cat's meow in weight management and in body management. This is supposed to be 98% accurate and be like a DEXA scan at home. At least that's what they advertise. At first I had some pretty significant problems to pair the scale with my cell phone. I downloaded the app and paired it once, but for some reason the pairing got lost and the app was not able to identify or find the scale. I wound up deleting and re-downloading the app about 5 times. At the 5th or 6th time it did manage to pair again, and I was able to actually take a measurement. And right from the start something seemed fishy. There was a quite significant difference between my weight on the old scale and my weight on the Hume Health scale. It was over 10 pounds, more than 5 kilos. So I decided to do a little experiment, and I took both scales to my garage where I have my workout equipment, and I decided to see, because I am pretty sure that my weights, my kettlebells and my weights are pretty accurate. So I tried it. So I'm having a bit of an issue in comparing these two scales and evaluate them for accuracy. Let's try with a 30-pounder. $29.7 says the one on the left hand. The one on the right agrees. So let's try 80 pounds. 30 plus 50. $80.2. So according to that, the 50-pound weight should be weighing really 80.5, because the 30-pounder was 3/10 under. Let's see this one. $80 sharp. So on this one, the 50-pounder really weighs 50.3. Now comes the 50 along. Oh, and it weighs 49.8. And here, it's 50 exact. So, this is the super expensive Hume scale on the left, and on the right a rather cheap digital scale, and it is much more accurate. The more weight you put on the Hume, the higher it estimates the weight. Well, that was certainly disappointing, but I decided to test it for 3 days and see my results. The first measurement that I saw that I did not agree with was the body fat percentage. I detected a difference of over 10%. Also, the fat distribution seemed kind of weird because it credited me with super large upper arms, which I don't have. Now I am a little bigger chested, so what did the scale measure? I will never know, because the posture it forces you into is to take it, that little bar on the front, and pull it up in front of you. So yeah, I have no way of knowing what the scale measured. So while it credited me with upper arms Popeye style, it at the same time told me that I had a pretty standard muscular mass, which in later readings it contradicted itself. It contradicted itself quite a bit. Pretty much all measurements changed drastically within 3 days. I seen some curves in those measurements like I've never seen before, in all the categories that this scale offers. And some of these measurements are clearly contradictory. So I found that I had no way of clearly measuring anything, and the values that I was receiving from the scale, I honestly cannot trust that. I emailed customer care, who took quite a while to answer, and really only answered me when I threatened that I wanted to return the scale. Then they said that they no longer send labels for returns. That in my book is a clear sign that they are having a lot of returns and they can or don't want to finance that no longer. So I really thought hard and long about it, and I could not find any reason to keep the scale, because there is not a single value that really I could say, oh, this is spot on. I know perfectly which leg I broke several years ago, and I know from measuring it with a tape measure which one of my legs is the thicker one. So you would expect, if it's thicker, I have a little more fat mass on there. It inverted it completely. And it gave me, in general, some measurements that I don't know where it gets them from, why this was measured. I mean, it credited me with a weight loss over the 3 days that I did not see in that form. At the same time, it told me that my muscle mass sunk radically, and while the fat mass went up. So yeah, I am sorry. After 3 days of more laughing than anything else about this scale, I decided to return it. And returned it is, and I am glad. So I have read a lot of positive reviews about this scale, and I have also read a lot of very negative reviews, like mine. I was contacted actually after returning the scale. I was contacted by technical support. They should have contacted me in the first place, but they didn't. They contacted me in the last place, and they offered to kind of reboot the scale for me and see if it was more accurate. It was obviously too late for that. I had sent it back by then. Alright, and that is the latest chapter of I Tried It. Please consider subscribing and liking this video, as that would help me big time. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching.